All right, January 2nd. It's about 10 o'clock, 10:30 Pacific. I'm gonna get started with Bitcoin. Yesterday when we spoke, I believe price was right around the support level of 13,100 here, and I had said if price remained above 1300, then it will push up to the next resistance level. As you can see, it's done that. The problem is it needs to break 15,250 to continue the uptrend. I'm sorry, 15,500 to continue the uptrend. So in my point of view, just based off my support and resistance levels, price here is pretty much, this is a double top for the most part. And as you can see, the resistance held. It attempted it the second time, it held. It attempted it a third time, it held. And most likely it's going to try to attempt the 15,200 again for a fourth time. So more than likely, if price does not break out of the 15,200 up to the 15,500 level, you're going to see a move back down to the 13,100 level. Now on the other side, if prices does go above 15.5, well then the next bit of resistance will be at the between the 16,700 and the 17,200. So keep an eye on that. I'm trying to see if there's correlations between the other dollar pairs, preferably the euro. I'm just looking to see when the dollar gets weak or strong, what happens with Bitcoin. But this is only the second day that I've pretty much been putting it out on my page and really charting it. I don't even trade it live yet. I'm just kind of doing my due diligence and really just trying to see if my technicals are there to actually get into this market. But I mean, clearly from the video I did yesterday when price was here, when prices were, it was actually about around here. And once I said if price moves up above the red line, basically, then it would continue, and it did. So let's move on to Bitcoin Cash. That was my analysis for just Bitcoin. Here, price was hovering, I believe, yesterday about around this area. So at around 2,300, give or take, somewhere around there. This is Bitcoin Cash, and I said price needed to break the 2360 level to continue. So technically, this would have been the confirmation, and then you would have just waited for this particular pullback. And then being that this support held, you knew that was the next move forward. Now, here's a bit of a challenge, and I'm gonna bring in Elliott on this. This looks like a 5-wave move down from the top here to the top left to the bottom here. So that if this is a 1 or an A, this particular entire move down to the left, well then you have a 2 or a B that just completed. But on the flip side of that, price did break above 2750, and that was my confirmation needed to signal that this particular market is still in an uptrend. So what I would be waiting for is to see if price is going to hold at the 27. Let's see, that'd be 2718, give or take 2720 level. If not, then this particular now support level of 2660 or so would hold. If this holds, then you're going to see another move up. If you see it push through this particular level of the 2720 level, then more than likely you're going to see a move to the downside. This is just a 30-minute chart, so it's pretty difficult to see, what this particular impulsive wave down is, but it's clearly in 5 waves. You have the 1 here, you have the 2 here, you have the 3 here with my cursor, you have the pretty much you have a triangle in this area here. You have the A, the B, the C, the D, and then the E for 4, and then you have the 5-wave move down. Clearly you have a 3-wave move for A, you have a 3-wave move for B here, you have a 1, 2, then you got a 1, 2, probably 3 here, 4, 5, or 3 here, 4, 5 for 3, and more than likely what will happen uh, will be 4 here, and then 5, another wave up for wave 3. So just on the 30 minutes. So if that's the case, then you would look for longs. So technically I'm kind of, this is my second day on this particular market, so definitely I wouldn't take my advice. I'm just trying to get some I eventually want to start trading this market in the short-term future. So yesterday was good. As you can see, my technicals are there. My support and resistance levels were there. It held. So man, it's a good day, but I could have gotten lucky. So who knows what this market is going to do. But the good thing is that these resistance levels and these support levels are working, and you can clearly see that from the candlesticks going. I had these particular green resistance levels here when price was here in this area, and price went up into it, and look how it's holding. So I know what I'm doing. It's just that I'm not comfortable with this particular market. So being that price barely penetrated the resistance level, I have a hunch that's going to say that price may continue to the downside. But on the flip side, it did go across it. So if this bar, if this second candle closes above, well, it's still going to come down. But I believe this will now turn into support, and it will hold at 26.60, and that will be a relatively decent buy to the upside. And the upside would be, yeah, I do. So the next resistance level is 30.40, between 30.40 and 3100. So you're seeing these now prior to price even getting there. So when it gets there, all you got to do is just go back to the video, and you can see how clearly, if I say here that if support holds here, well, then the next level of resistance is going to be here, and then all of a sudden 3 or 4 days go by and you see price here. Well, that's a good thing. So that's going to do it for those two markets. I'll take a look at I'm down right now in the euro just a little bit. I took a relatively small loss yesterday. I went short here. Price went up. As soon as it went up, I had like a 15 pip stop loss. I got out. Price went here. I felt that it was going to find support here. It did, and I felt that this top would remain, and price would probably come back down to near the 0.618. Hence the reason why I went short at 120.50 something. I forget what it was. 56, yeah. But my loss is still here. I technically shouldn't even be going short, knowing that this is in wave 3. But I'm only in half a contract, and I jumped in another market to recoup the little small losses that I took yesterday, and I got way more than my money back. So I'm doing okay with that, and I'm a risk taker. So if this is a 1, this is a 2, this is a 1, 2, this is a possibly 3 here, well then I'm looking for maybe an A, then a B possibly here, or a B at about 120.70, and I'm looking for the C to come here, and then I would exit that short term and then go long again. But once price goes above 120, 124, I'm expecting a little bit of a larger wave 4 correction. So if we go to my support and resistance levels for that, the next levels up obviously here would be price at 120.95 to 121.05. If it goes to this particular level, then you'll probably see this particular 121.05 hold resistance. and price would most likely come back to roughly 119.05 or somewhere between 1950 or so. If it continues, then 121.50 to 121.70 will be the next level. And at that point, I would just kind of sit back and just wait for long to get in instead of trying to go short. I've been trading this market for quite some months now, so trying to go short is I'm basically anticipating a wave 4 correction pullback basically. So that's the only reason why I'm doing it. I'm only doing it with a half a contract, so it's the risk to me is there. Last thing is the pound New Zealand. So I jumped in last night, and I had a feeling just based off my red trend line that when price was hovering around it, that this would hold and price will go up. So I took it, and 176 pips later, I'm good to go. So now my stop is going to go up right at about 190.70, give or take somewhere. So I would lock in. I'm not sure exactly how much I'm locking in, but I'm locking in enough. So here, actually, I can see right now. So I got in at, where did I get in at? Got in at 189.90. So I'm gonna lock in 100 pips with 190.90. 190.94 is cool. So I'll lock in 100 there. Let's see if it has a minor pullback, but it should go to around 192.70 or so before it does any type of small corrections. So a little bit over 200 pips, and then I'll probably exit. But then again, I might stay because it does have the potential to start climbing up above 198. So that's going to do it for that market. Hopefully this helped. I'm trying to really get good on this Bitcoin thing. I know it's a very volatility, high volume market. So I hope that these particular charts are able to help. And as we've just seen, price is starting to push above. So most likely this 15, what is that, 15.5, I guess you could say 15,500. If that holds, well then price will start to come back in here, but it needs to hold for anything else. So if you took the long from this particular area, well then you might want to have a stop loss of pushed up to about 14,600. Hopefully this helped. I have another video tomorrow.